Happy Monday. We're back. Your boy Giojackson. Stay tuned after the intro. How's it going, people? It's your boy Gio Show once again. Happy Monday. Hopefully, your start of the week is going amazing, going great. Any goals you have, anything that you need to take care of, you're going to take care of it this week. I guarantee it. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone's doing good. Um, what's new? What's going on? Hopefully, anything that you got going on that's tough or whatever, know that you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get, you're gonna get past it. But let's jump in. Let's jump into the show. So today, we got obviously there's still free agency going on. Couple moves that happened. We got quarterfinals of the Champions League, uh, FA Cup matches that went about, and then a couple fun questions at the end. So let's talk about Champions League quarterfinals. The matches are set up. Obviously, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Bayern, Man City, PSG, Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid, and Dortmund all went on to the next stage, and they were sorted out. So we're gonna have Bayern versus Arsenal. Should be a good one. George, are you here? Who are you gonna root for? I want to know. Are you going with Arsenal or are you going with Bayern Munich? Should be good. Tuchel going up against Arsenal. He knows them well, but I feel like Arsenal probably has the edge right now. They're on a little bit of a roll. They're getting a little bit too confident. But is Arsenal going to Arsenal? That's always the question. But I think in two legs, I think Arsenal does it. Bayern's been struggling this season. Um, but I am very familiar with Tuchel. When we won the Champions League a couple years ago, we weren't that good in the league, but Champions League, it was different. We got in a different zone and we are able to win. So I can I can't count out Thomas Tuchel, but I think Arsenal's going to take it. They got a better momentum, better team. So should these this is the best part of Champions League right now. These upcoming matches because it's just the best of the best, and it sucks, but it's good that we already have right away Real Madrid versus Man City. Like I said, it's right away. I would have probably wanted a little bit later, but probably the two best teams still in the tournament. Obviously, Real Madrid, the players they have, Vinicius, Bellingham, um, man, who's their center? Valverde, that midfield defense going up against Man City, led by Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola going up against Real Madrid again. We've had bangers over the years between them. Obviously, Man City stacked team. That, I mean, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. That's a good matchup. And then we have PSG Barcelona. PSG still has Mbappe, but other than that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they do. I don't know how they're doing in France. Uh, I think Barcelona right now they're playing a little bit better. Playing a little bit better. They just won this past week against Atletico, 3-0. And I think so. Obviously, Javi's going to leave at the end of the season, but I don't know. Maybe he can make a run in this Champions League, and obviously, it'll be good for football to have Barcelona go to a semifinal again and maybe to a final. I think they pull it through against PSG. I don't see PSG, really doing much. Obviously, respect Mbappe, but I think Barcelona has a better team all around. They do have some couple injuries, but hopefully they're back by then. This will be in the month. This will start. The last one is Atletico de Madrid, Dortmund. Toss up can go either way. I think Atletico de Madrid does it. Their experiences, the style of play that they have, very defensive counterattacks. Dortmund, I think they haven't been doing so well also in the league. But like I said, I feel like Atletico de Madrid has the experience. And so I got Arsenal. I didn't choose. I'll keep that to then. So I got Arsenal, Barcelona, Atletico. And I'm going to go Real Madrid just to make it interesting. Just because you got to have the villain at the end. So I'm going Real Madrid, Barcelona, Arsenal, Atletico de Madrid. And then how do those shape up? I'm not sure. I But it will be interesting. I mean, would could it be a scenario? Let's say the Real Madrid and Barcelona wins that they face in the final, or is that sorted out already? It doesn't show me here. Or do they do another draw? They might do another draw, but that would be cool. But if not, meeting in the semifinals. What about CONCACAF Champions League? Haha, who winning? Pachuca. They're gonna win it. Are they even in it? Yeah, they're in it. I saw, but obviously America they beat Chivas. Um, well, not this past weekend they tied for the league, but Chivas they almost came back. Congrats to them. They almost came back. But I got mis Tuzos taking it all the way. They're playing well. They're playing well. So I got them, and then, but we'll get. Let's see how the Concacaf Champions League is shaping up. Let me look it up. But the people that are here, what do you guys think about the Champions League draw? Are those the favorite teams? Barcelona. I got, like I said, Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico de Madrid advancing. There's Tigres, Columbus, Monterrey, Inter de Miami. Oh, Inter de Miami. They're still in it against Monterrey. That would be interesting. That's a good test for Inter Miami, Monterrey. Pachuca Herediano. Like I said, I got Pachuca and America New England Revolution. Good matchups. I mean, Columbus is the current champ, right? From the MLS, going up against Tigres, the runner up. New England's going up against America, who's the current Mexican champ. Inter de Miami, obviously, they keep winning in the MLS. They're probably the best team right now, going up against Monterrey, and then there's Pachuca. So that one's gonna get popping too. So we'll stay up to date with them. Liverpool, they're in Europa League, no? And was this weekend, let's jump into it. This weekend there was FA Cup matches. We have the semifinalists set up. Chelsea pulls through against Leicester City 4-2. I don't know if you guys saw the game, but man, Noni Madueke, he scored a banger of a goal, the fourth goal. Check it out if you haven't. Amazing goal. But Chelsea progress, Man City progress. And then there's one team, I think from the lower division, right? That made it through. Because I know Manchester United's going to play. Or am I tripping? I think they are playing Coventry City, Manchester United. So you could say Man U is going to be in the final. And then obviously my Chelsea is going up against Man City. It should be tough matchup. It looks pretty tough for us, but say what you want about Chelsea, they have a ways of making it to finals and then losing them, and we have ways of beating Man City. We beat them in the final. We've gone a couple games against them. We played them well, but it's gonna be tough. But I think Chelsea's focus is just gonna be the FA Cup. Obviously, if we win the FA Cup, we get Europe. So I think all their focus is going to be on this FA Cup. Hopefully, man, we're able to make it and see Manchester United and the FA Cup final. And if we were to be Man U, man, it's written in the stars. It would be so sweet to be Man U because you know how much I love Man U. But congratulations, Manchester United, this past weekend. Wow, what a game against Liverpool. 3-3, last minute, breakaway, score of 4-3. You could say, Liverpool should have won that game, but hey, the last minute has 60 seconds and they were able to pull through. So, but man, yeah, Manchester United lucked out on that draw. Or, Coventry City, they could upset, but I doubt it. But yeah, should be interesting. And this is, this is in a month as well. So I saw recently on Twitter, man, we got an amazing, this summer is going to be amazing. If you like, obviously, it will put us through football season. one. But this summer for soccer, we have Eurocopa, we have the Copa America, which is going to be here. I'll try to make it to some games. Brazil's going to play Colombia at Levi Stadium. I'm gonna be there. Chelsea's going to come play here too against Wrexham. I'm trying to be there too. And then we have what else? We have Euro Cup, Copa America, and the Olympics at the end of the summer. The Olympics in Paris. So sports is that's the beautiful thing about sports. It's year round, and if you guys aren't into soccer, hopefully get into it, man. Soccer, the beautiful sport, my first love, incredible sport, and it's going to be a lot of great soccer or football played in the summer. Obviously, the Euro Cup, which I think sometimes it rivals the World Cup because it's all European teams, and it's going to be the best against the best. I remember, yeah, it's like a mini World Cup. It's a mini World Cup, and the great thing about it, right, is they're usually in the mornings, depending on where. It's usually going to be in the mornings, afternoon, so you get to watch that, and it's gonna intertwine with the Copa America. So we'll have football all day, soccer all day, and they will keep us through the whole summer till we get to football, which is king obviously here in the U.S. Other news that went along this weekend, the Steelers, they come up. So last week we spoke about Russell Wilson. He came to the Steelers, getting paid $1.5 million, I think. The Broncos are going to be paying the rest of the 38 million. But then something that was very shocking to me, um, they traded for Justin Fields, and I think what a steal for the Steelers. No pun intended. A 6th-round pick for Justin Fields. Damn, Steelers fans, I know you guys are excited, and it's a good place to be. You got Russell Wilson this year, and if he's not working out, you have Justin Fields there. And I feel like Justin Fields last year, he was injured, but he had a couple games that he showed some flashes. Being in the Steelers, it's gonna make his job easier if he were to play. They have a good running game. They have good receivers. Obviously, he's also a threat to run the ball, and I feel like in that division, they have a Lamar Jackson, they have Deshaun Watson, they have Joe Burrow. Obviously, Lamar is the most mobile, but now you have a Justin Fields in the cold, big arm. Man, that division is a strong division. It's going to be tough, and I feel like hot take. I feel like the Bengals are going to be the ones that are going to finish last. Because I said that I think the Browns, they're going to get better. They have an amazing defense. Deshaun Watson is going to come back. If he's able to not be in the massage room and focus on football, I think he's going to do well. Obviously, Lamar Jackson now with Derrick Henry. And then we got the Steelers. Will Russell Wilson, say what you want about Russell Wilson? I thought he played well last year. Obviously, he wasn't. The Denver didn't want him anymore. I feel like he's going to be good. And if he's not good, you have Justin Fields. And then the good thing about this is the following year, you're still going to have Justin Fields, and you're going to give Justin Fields that 1 year and see if you want to pay him or move on. Obviously, they're going to pick up his 5th-year option. So you have, control of two good quarterbacks, and you didn't give up much. And if Justin Fields were to play and play good, the 6 becomes a 4th-round pick. What's crazy to me is it's not crazy actually, and I've seen a lot of people talk about like that the Niners came up. So the Niners traded Trey Lance to the Cowboys for a 4th. So, and they were saying, man, and the Bears only got a 6 for Justin Fields. But you got to also remember the Niners gave up 3 first-round picks and a 3rd to get Trey Lance. Yeah, they got more. They got a 4th, but they ended up losing a lot. I mean, 3 first-round picks for someone, that unfortunately got injured. He only played 4 games. He's still an enigma. We don't know what he can be, what he can become. But what's crazy, and Bonnie, since you're here, and I know you enjoy your Cowboys, what's going on with Dak Prescott? Are you guys going to pay him? There's been obviously the Cowboys offseason hasn't been much. You guys stole Eric Kendricks from us, but other than that, You guys didn't go for Derrick Henry, who I thought that would have been perfect, or Aaron Jones, or Josh Jacobs. Obviously, running back is a big need. I think you guys are gonna go with what's his name, the your backup running back from last year. I saw that he's gonna be the number one. But other than that, I mean, you guys also lost Van Der Esch. Unfortunately, he retired because of injuries. But are you guys going to pay Dak Prescott? How are you guys going to pay CeeDee Lamb? And how are you guys going to pay Micah Parsons? It is a tough decision. Bonnie, do you want to see what Trey Lance got, or do you want to pay Dak Prescott the 60 million? He just had a kid. They have been quiet. And I also saw that there's some allegations with him too, on some Deshaun Watson shit. But he is suing the person that's claiming that he did some inappropriate things, right? But he also looks hella Mexican now. But is Dak Prescott worth 60 million a year? We saw what Kirk Cousins. Another thing about Kirk Cousins that I saw is, man, over his career, he's made $500 million for being a mid quarterback. Last week we were talking about being a mid quarterback and how maybe you should make, even if your kid's not the best quarterback, as long as he's mid, he'll make money in the NFL. Man, $500 million for one playoff win and for just being okay. Jimmy G, he's made what, maybe like 200 million around there. It's crazy. It's crazy when you get paid as a quarterback. But 60 million for Dak. But then you also have to pay CD. You also have to pay Michael Parsons. And Michael Parsons, he deserves it. He's going to deserve whatever he gets paid. Obviously, he's going to want more than what Bosa got last year. It's interesting for the Cowboys. Maybe that's why they didn't make moves. They're preparing themselves to pay everyone. But then the whole team's going to suffer because you won't have enough money to pay other players. And you guys lost Tyron Smith. I know last year he was injured. I think he went to the Jets for like 20 million. So franchise tag year one for Dak, and it will be Super Bowl deuces. But that's the thing. I don't think Dak will take that. He'll rather be traded because he wants the new contract so he can have stability. Because let's say you tag him for 1 year, he breaks his leg, was GG's, no more money after this year. And Dak's gonna say, "Yo, I was running for the MVP. I was a Pro Bowler. I deserve the money." How about Blake Snell to the Giants? That's a good one. Oh, another one. How about El Pastronaut, Joshua Dobbs? I actually like him as our number 2. That I know I had actually a topic here because I wrote these topics earlier because there was a rumor that we were trying to get Zach Wilson to be our number 2 for the Niners. And I was going to say, why would we want to bring someone like that? It's just going to cause, we know who our number 1 is, Brock Purdy. I'm riding with Brock Purdy. So why would we bring a quarterback like Zach Wilson, who obviously wants to be a starter? Obviously, if the opportunity presents itself, he would have wanted to be the number 1 choice. But I'm very happy with Joshua Dobbs. Let's say Brock Purdy gets injured. Last year, Joshua Dobbs had a couple games that he was pretty good. He won a couple games, and I feel confident him as our number 2 instead of fucking Brandon Allen. So I'm happy with that pickup for the Niners. Number 2, like I said, Chitty, we talked about Justin Fields. But we talked about the Steelers, but let's talk about the Bears. What are the Bears doing? So the Bears, I feel like they fumbled this. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were thinking. Why wait this long? There was rumors that they could have gone like a first. They could have gone on the second for Justin Fields. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe they didn't know what they wanted to do, right? Obviously, you want to trade Justin Fields at the beginning of free agency when there was openings. The big one was I thought he was going to go to Atlanta. It makes sense. I believe he's from there or his family is. Man, him with Bijan Robinson, the receivers that he have, they're all tall, bigger radius. He could be a little inaccurate, so it would have helped him out. but they went with Kirk Cousins. And then um, there was the Vikings. I don't know why the Vikings, they should have gone for something like that as well. But I know they got to pay Justin Jefferson. The Raiders too. They need a quarterback. That would have that was there. The Broncos, but I don't think they have the money to go for it. So I felt like the Bears, they didn't know what to do. They got desperate. And props to the Steelers, man. That's a come up, a 6th round pick. Most likely he's not going to play this year. So it's just going to be a 6th round pick. But even if he were to play, it becomes a 4th. And then you get to see him next year. And if he's good, you just got a franchise quarterback for a 6th round pick. And now for the Bears, Caleb Williams has to be, it has to be the next, I don't know, the next like big thing. But I don't know. I don't believe in Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be a bust. I don't see it. He had flashy plays, but I feel like the easy dunks, the easy throws you have to make, I don't think he makes. So hopefully it works out for the Bears. If not, you go from Trubisky to Fields to Caleb Williams, and in 3 years you might be going for whoever else is out there. So hopefully it works out for the Bears. But yeah, I don't know. They could have worked this thing out a little bit better. They could have gotten a little bit more from Fields. They could have helped out their offense because they did get Keenan Allen, but he's a lot older. I like Moore. I had him in fantasy last year. I like him. Um, who's their running back? I don't know who. They didn't. That would have been a good pickup too. A running back, build that whole line. Their defense is pretty good. So Penix to the Broncos. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's my guy from this draft, Penix. We'll see. We'll see how he turns out. But I like Penix. I feel like he's gonna be the thing about Penix is the only thing about him has been the injuries, but he played a lot in college, 6 years. Obviously, because of COVID, he got the extra year. I think he uh, before the national championship, the game, the semifinal, I think he played amazing. And like I said, the only thing about him is when he gets hit, he tends to fold. That being said, the Michigan quarterback JJ McCarthy, I think he ain't that good either. And I don't know, Javi, if you're here, I heard a wild rumor um, that uh, Jim Harbaugh was interested in trading Justin Herbert for him to then draft JJ McCarthy. And if the Chargers did that, man, you guys know how much I love Justin Herbert, man. Don't do that, man. JJ McCarthy, I don't think he's good. I don't know. I don't think he's good. Uh, but if the Chargers, let's say the Chargers were willing to trade Justin Herbert, if I'm the Niners, I'm doing that trade. Like I said, I like Brock Purdy. I love him. I like what he's all about, but he don't compare to a Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert's in our team, what we said this, the whole season leading up to the Super Bowl, if X quarterback was in this Niners offense, it's over. So if he's all about it, you heard that to see how that's crazy. What do you think? Are you a Justin Herbert like fan? You mess with him? Like I said, I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's just the teams around him. Their the stats don't lie. He's had like the best like fourth quarter stats, and it's just the defense let him down, players let him down, and now I mean it's going to be tough for the Chargers. You guys lost obviously Keenan Allen. You release Mike Williams. You just have what, Quentin Johnson. You have all these other like B receivers. So hopefully Harbaugh builds. Obviously Harbaugh's going to build a solid running game. So we'll see. And you guys lost Allen. Good, solid. He's gonna get you those 6-5 yards always. Have like 20 catches per game. So you're losing that as well. I do like Donald Parham, your tight end. He's like 6'9", 6'8". If you guys were, I think Harbaugh's gonna use him more too. He got that it factor, Bunny. I feel like honestly, a lot of people say that he can't win. He can't win games. I don't think he's another Cousins, bro. because I think he's mobile, bigger arm. He's just been unlucky, man. He's been in unlucky games. I feel what I've seen. The one that comes to mind is I remember there was, I think, a couple of years ago, he played against the Raiders to go to the playoffs, and like the kicker missed the field goal. That's not his fault. Um, Against the Cowboys last year, was he did throw a pick, but he kept them in the game. I'm just saying, like if he was in our team in the Niners, oof, it's GG's, this is a wrap. But we'll see. I think we'll see this year. I feel like he's going to improve with Harbaugh. He might be MVP. Calling it, he might be the MVP. So obviously the Niners, they've made a couple moves this offseason. Let's see what a good quarterback. We just have no one around him. Exactly. What moves can the Niners still make? Big moves. Obviously, we let go of some players. We're trying to balance our cap situation as well. But one that from the YouTubers that I watched that was intriguing to me. Past 10 years, the Niners have had first round picks, and the only ones that have really hit have been Bosa, Ayuk. So if we go, DeForest Buckner, that was one. You could say Armstead, he was okay, but we've missed McGlinchey, we've missed Reuben Foster, we've missed on obviously Trey Lance, we've missed Joshua Garnett, Stanford days. We've missed who else? Javon Kinlaw. So there was a proposition out there that obviously we have the 31st pick, and what I want them to do with it is get offensive tackle. This draft is full of them. They say 7 might go in the first round, and how the draft is setting up, people needing quarterbacks, receivers, one may drop to 31. But what if the Niners were to trade their first round pick, this year's third, next year's second, to go get Patrick Surtain from the Denver Broncos? Obviously, Denver, they're trying to get rid of money. They don't have money to pay. They're paying Russell Wilson. They cut a bunch of players. And I think Payne, he wants to get a bunch of draft picks, build his team, what he thinks his team should be. Because, they have to pay Patrick Surtain. The Niners, we're in a win now situation. It's this year, next year, and that's it. Our players are getting older. There's going to be a lot of decisions we're going to have to make next year. Well, I don't really know about March Madness, Bunny. Maybe, but I know it's big. But we can talk a little bit what I know. But anyways, let me finish this. So yeah, this year's first, this year's third, next year's second for Patrick Surtain. We get a lockdown corner now in our defense with Charvarius Ward. We move Lenore to the slot. I think that's a move you make. I'm all for it. Like I said, the track record of the Niners picking in the first round hasn't been good. And if you get something that's for sure a Patrick Surtain, we're just giving up a first, which is a late first, a third, which is at the end of the third, and then next year second. If we were to win the Super Bowl or go deep in the playoffs, is going to be a late second. We'll still have a first round pick next year. I say go for it. I'm not opposed to it. That's the one big move they could still make. But we'll see what they do, because there's been reports from their inside reporters that, yeah, I saw that. I don't know what it meant. Supposedly their accountant made a payroll error, which cost the Niners a 5th round pick next year. And I believe one of our fourths, it got just pushed back to the end. How do you make that? I mean, you're on $1 billion company. You probably have like the best accountants you can get, and they made an error. I heard is they made an error which benefited them. I guess they didn't really show how much they pay their staff. I think that's what it involved. So the NFL didn't like it. They felt that the Niners were trying to hide how much they were paying their staff or their coaching staff, whatever, and they got penalized. But I think that's the big move they could make this offseason. I feel like I said, I'll stop talking about the Niners because I know a lot of people, we don't like the Niners. But Niner fans, I know we want a big bang. I know we're getting over the Super Bowl loss. And, I don't know, but for me, the winning, let's say we win 13 games in this regular season, is not going to do it for me. There's one thing I want, and that's a Super Bowl. So they need to make a big oomph play. So we'll see what they do. Like I said, there's been reports that they're not done. They want to make one last move. It could be trading someone big, or it could be getting someone. So, or moving up in the draft as well to draft one of those top offensive tackles. But March Madness, Bonnie, is starting. Like I said, I know a lot of people like it. They like to do the bracket, right? Try to get the right bracket. What I know, right, is this year a lot of people are more into the women's college basketball because of that. The girl from Iowa, like she's pretty good or something, or she's really good. Um, that's all I know, honestly. UConn, the Syracuses, they're always the big teams, right? Kentucky, um, who else? Gonzaga, Arizona State, or University of Arizona, one of them. But actually, this weekend, right? Oregon, they made it because they won their tournament. So I know that. But do you guys do brackets at work with friends? Like I said, I've never followed. Like I said, I don't really watch basketball like that. I watch the war NBA, a little bit, but I don't know much. And definitely college basketball, I know nothing. But like I've heard, I think the girl from Iowa, Caitlin, right? Caitlin Clark. She's like the big thing right now in college basketball. Um, but who you got, man? You got UConn. That's the one for the men's. Little water. But what do we got? The last of the NFL news. Aaron Donald from the Rams. He retired. 10 years, 10 straight Pro Bowls, three Defensive Players of the Year. Um, Incredible career. Wish him all the best. Obviously, a lot better for the Niners. We won't face them two times a year, but the Niners always did well against Aaron Donald. But Hall of Famer, definitely won the Super Bowl. Monster in the defensive line. So, Aaron Donald, congratulations on your career. Wish you all the best. Nothing much else he could do, right? I mean, 3 Defensive Players of the Year, a Super Bowl, 10 straight Pro Bowls since he entered the NFL last year, a couple of pros, I'm sure. So, Aaron Donald, appreciate you not being in this division anymore. So this past weekend, I got a DM. A lot of those DMs I see or those posts I see on IG, and it's basically, it says erase one from history. And there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 12 players, and I'm gonna show this. And Bonnie, it's about to get controversial. So let me share my screen. So it's erase one from history. The options are Ibra, Suarez, Didier Drogba, Kaká, Ronaldo, Bale, Iniesta, Robin van Persie, Messi, Sergio Ramos, and Buffon. And on the DM, very disrespectful DM, um, the person said that he would erase Drogba. Obviously, shot at me. I took it personal because I would say Drogba is one of the best Premier League strikers, best Chelsea player of all time. He won us a Champions League. Stat wise, I can see why people would erase him because he doesn't have all the best stats, right? But in clutch moments, when we needed it the most, he was there. And I said, you know what? From this list, I'll break it down. Obviously, Ibrahimovic, untouchable. The greatest striker I've ever seen. One of my favorite strikers of all time. Ibra stays. Luis Suarez, what can you say about Luis Suarez? When he played in Barcelona, Liverpool, the bite, he has everything. Amazing. You put Bale, Drogba, Bani, disrespectful, but we'll get there. Kaká, another one of my favorite players, one of the best number 10s, amazing player. Ronaldo, bro, is Ronaldo. Bale, another legend. Iniesta, the vision, the touch, the ball placement. No one ever can. Iniesta stays. Robin, say what you want, right? You know he's going to go to his left. And even though you know he's going to go to the left, people could not defend this guy. Chelsea legend, Real Madrid, Bayern, he stays. Messi, the GOAT, greatest of all time. Ramos, we'll get back. We'll get back. I'll leave two. And Buffon, no way, bro. Best goalkeeper of our generation. Played what, like almost 30 years. I want to say like almost 25 years at a high level. So he's down to two, Ramos and Van Persie. With the players that are here presented in this situation, if I had to choose, I'm going to choose Van Persie to be deleted. And my reasons why. Obviously, a very historic striker for Arsenal, but never won a title for Arsenal. Then he moved to Manchester United, had one season, credible season, top scorer, won the Premier League. Other than that, I mean, in Holland, he didn't do much. He could have won the World Cup. He could have scored a decisive goal for Holland to beat Spain. He didn't. When you needed him the most, he wasn't there. There's a lot of Holland fans that dislike him for that. They actually preferred Huntelaar over him. So it's easy. To me, it's easy. It's Van Persie to get eliminated. Like I said, the disrespect to Drogba, legend, best African player. Probably you would say Eto'o, best African player, but for me, it's Drogba. Bro, no questions. Drogba didn't do anything with his nation, and with Chelsea, he did work. That's it. Every other player killed it with their national and multiple teams, but the Van Persie killed it. Honestly, I think Huntelaar was a better striker, and then before him, it was Van Nistelrooy. So Van Persie, Drogba went to Montreal. I know. I take Drogba, bro, and he came back and won another champion. After he left Chelsea, he came back older, and he still won another Premier League. He's won Premier Leagues. He won a Champions League. Van Persie never won a Champions League. Yeah, you're right. In the national team, he didn't do much, but that's all. That was all Costa de Marfil had. Drogba. So you could say Holland. They had other players. I would say Schneider was better. I would say Schneider, Van der Vaart. I would take them over Van Persie. I would take Huntelaar for La Selección de Holanda over Van Persie. More clutch. He did score against Mexico to eliminate us. Like I said, in that World Cup, he could have made Holland champion, and he didn't. Drogba, we were down against Bayern. Last minute header, decisive penalty to win us our first Champions League. So, but either way, I mean, obviously these are fun. It gets us riled up. They're all legends. These are all players we all grew up with, we all admired, we all wanted to be. This one's a tough one. The list that they put, very tough. But can't hate on my boy Drogba. You tripping. I'm about to unfollow you, Manchester, Holland, Arsenal, the Flying Dutchman. But that's because, but Bani, think about it. It's hitting you because you're a Van Persie fan. You're a big Van Persie fan. And you're going to defend your boy. I respect it. But I'm going to defend Drogba too. That's my boy. That's the reason why I'm a Chelsea fan, Drogba. So they did us both dirty. I understand maybe if they would have put, let's get controversial. They didn't have Javi here. They didn't have, who else? Modric. They missed Modric. If not, Drogba would, no, bro, not Kaká. The only other player maybe would be Ramos, just because he's a defender. But Ramos is another legend too. But what a tough list. A tough list. Like I said, they're missing a couple players. I mean, Ronaldinho. Well, this is a little bit maybe like old. No, Ronaldinho could have still been in here if they have Kaká. But definitely Modric. They didn't have him. Ribéry. That's another one. That is true. Real Madrid ruined my boy Kaká. But when he was in Milan, crazy, bro. When he single-handedly beat Manchester United in the semifinal, he made Heinze and Evra crash into each other. What a goal! But they're missing a couple. Yeah, Ribery, Modric. Who else? Benzema. They could have put Benzema in here too. But it's a tough. All amazing players. But I thought it was funny. I thought that DM was like, "I'm sorry about Drogba," and it ruffled my feathers. But it's okay. It's okay. It's just make believe. All right, we'll start with this one. Who is your favorite comedian? Easy for me, Dave Chappelle. I grew up watching the Chappelle Show. I was young, wasn't probably supposed to watch it, but man, that was at the time, man. I didn't know, it was so short lived. Because man, these sketches are one of the best of all times, hilarious classics. The Rick James. They have the Prince one. That quote's always used. The game blouses. Uh, Charlie Murphy. Um, the what's it called? Wayne Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch? Like Dave Chappelle, and then obviously his stand up has been good. He's one of the best of all time, of our generation, best comedian. So he's up there. I like Franco Escamilla as well. He's hilarious. More obviously more Mexican, Spanish comedian. Hella funny. That guy's hilarious. You gotta respect the George Lopez, old school. Um, Gabriel Iglesias, you have to respect him, but he's more friendly, like more like I guess more family friendly, right? That's how he sells himself. But Dave Chappelle. Lately, Shane Gillis, he's hilarious. I like him. But man, Dave Chappelle, which leads to this follow up question, which I find very interesting, and is do you think comedy is dying due to people being so too sensitive, right? So cancel culture. So speaking of that, obviously, I feel like I don't know. I feel like obviously, if you do something horrible, right? I mean, it's horrible, but sometimes cancel culture, people that do cancel culture, they read, they read the title, right, or of the article. It's just the title, like Dave Chappelle hates trans people, right? And they're like, oh, f Dave Chappelle, he hates trans people, blah blah blah. But if they actually were to watch his stand up, his special, the one that he hates on trans people, he's actually advocating for them because I believe one of his friends was trans, a trans comedian. The person committed suicide, and the whole show is dedicated to her. And he's just expressing, funny memories, funny things about her or about the person, um, to give, to show respect. And I feel like, a lot of people just hate to hate. They don't do the research. They don't make their own opinion, right? So what I think about comedy is I don't know if it's dying because a lot of comedians they don't care. They don't care. They're still themselves. And I feel like a lot of people respect them and actually support them even more. For them being like, I don't care if I get canceled. I'm gonna be genuine to how my comedy style is. So I feel like you know uh, it could be, but I feel like a lot of people will support them more. And there it's just funny sometimes in life. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, serious stuff is happening in the world, whatever, or what you got going on. They use comedy to, make light of it, to not make it as serious. And I feel like comedy is just a tool, when, I don't know, you're not having a great day, you're feeling down, you put on a comedy show or something funny, or you joke around with your boys, friends, whatever. And it just, makes life simpler. It doesn't make it too serious. And, you know, people need to people just need to chill and just take a laugh. It's a joke. Why don't you clap your heels and go back to Africa? Yes, Dave Chappelle. I was like, pobrecito Drogba, wow, chill. But yes, yeah, one of the best shows ever. The Chappelle Show. I think it's still on Netflix. People, if you haven't watched the Chappelle Show, I'm sure you have. Best, so many timeless skits. Is there anything you liked as a kid that you don't like as an adult? Hmm. That I liked as a kid that I don't like as an adult. There has to be some. I mean, I don't know. I still think I'm a big ass kid. I still enjoy doing hood rat shit with my hood rat friends. I can't. I don't know. I guess school. Oh yeah, school. Like if I were to study, do homework. But I feel like I mean, as a kid, I like school, but because you got to chill with your when with your friends. But I guess homework. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything you like as a kid than you adult. Yeah, because I mean, I still I still like Legos. I still like superhero stuff. I play video games. I still watch sports. I've talked about this before. I feel like now as an adult, you just get to do more of those fun things that you wish you could have done more as a kid because you're able to do it for yourself or get things for yourself, right? Um, like you have more liberties of doing what things you want to do. But there, I don't know, I can't think of one thing that as an adult that I would do as a kid that I don't like doing anymore. I would say reverse. I enjoyed when I was a kid that I didn't have to pay bills and didn't have to. I didn't have to worry about all these grown up things that you have to worry about, responsibilities and all that. Life was more simpler when all you had to worry about is I got to do this essay, um, and I'm gonna do it the night before. It's due at 8 a.m. and I'm barely starting it at 1 a.m. And that was just your stress. And I remember as a kid, I would be like, man, I can't wait to just be a grown up and not worry about homework. And I was like, man, I wish that was all my worries. Homework, um, essays, this test. I will say that, but good questions. Good questions. Obviously, shout out Bani. Bonus question: if you can get rid of one Bay Area team, who would you get rid of? Oakland A's. We already got rid of the Raiders, so let's just get rid of the Oakland A's. Um, which they're trying to. Yeah, I mean the Giants, but maybe because I'm a Giants fan, obviously a Niners fan. I think what we talked about it last episode was maybe they could bring another like MLS team in the Bay Area. Like I said, man, the Earthquakes dumpster fire. They lost again this weekend. Then they're losing bad. Yeah, man, they got to make some changes. But I guess the A's, I mean, man, pobrecito A's fans, but that stadium's horrible. There's puro Tonys, I puro rats. Uh, I mean, who, what else? I mean, we only have the Sharks. That's another Niners, another Cruz Azul. They go to finals and they just lose. The Sabercats still around. I used to go to those games too. Uh, back in Cow Palace. Yeah, the Shark stays definitely, Bunny. And we're number one fans too. We've been to a game 7, and I know you guys went recently too. But yeah, I think the Oakland A's that yeah, I mean, like I said, it would have been the Raiders for me, but they already left. So let's just get out of Oakland Coliseum todos, vámonos. Sorry, puppies. But I believe that is all for today. That's all I got for today, unless there's last minute questions or anything. Appreciate you guys showing up to the live show this week. Ahora sí, we had a little schedule things come up, but This Thursday, I will be filming a podcast. Should be very good, and I should have it up next week. And then I'm working to figure out with another guest when we can set it up, meet up. So we should have two podcasts back to back. And then we'll see if I can get one more person. The live shows will be here. Thank you guys for showing up. Everyone, if you guys could please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, we gained a couple subscribers, so we're close to that 100. Let's get to 100 as we move momentum all the way to 100,000. Share it, like it. If you watch it later, if you're not part of the live community, that's fine. Leave a comment of what you thought about the show. Leave a comment if you have questions for next week. Follow the Instagram, the Giojackson Show on Instagram. There, people leave their questions. But thank you guys again for spending time with me on this Monday. I appreciate everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your week. I'm out. Peace out. Much love.